Welcome, welcome, welcome to Throne Room Devotions, where God speaks to you and He releases the mysteries of heaven, where He releases revelation into your spirit, and where He speaks to you about what He wants, what He desires, and what you are to accomplish in that setting, from His lips to your ears. Welcome, I'm Pastor Phil. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your support, your love. Thank you for hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and thank you for sharing these devotions as we get on and talk about the Lord. Today we're going to talk about His coming, and we're going to talk about where we are in the world today. Crazy, crazy world today. But could you imagine if you are in front of the Lord, if you passed on from this world into eternity, and you're standing before Him, and He says to you, "I never knew you." Oh, the shock of your life. And I think that's a little bit too late to hear those words, "Depart from me, for I never knew you." But first, listen to this announcement.
Because of COVID-19, the air we breathe and the things we touch are no longer safe. Shared air and surfaces harbor risks due to COVID and other pathogens. But with Active Pure technology, air and surfaces can be purified and disinfected quickly and safely while you share and occupy spaces with others. Active Pure is a patented, advanced, active form of PCO technology. It works by creating and propelling safe and powerful disinfecting molecules into the air in a room, which quickly seek and destroy pathogens everywhere. Active Pure molecules work by piercing the shell of a virus or bacteria to destroy its living environment, thereby preventing it from replicating or doing harm. These odorless and invisible Active Pure molecules fly through the air from our portable or installed Active Pure products, quickly and safely destroying pathogens in the air and on surfaces. Active Pure is very different from other technologies that take a passive approach and require that the pathogen be pulled into an inefficient filter, UV light, or plain PCO mechanism. Active Pure does not wait to see if by luck the pathogen is captured. It seeks and destroys them quickly, wherever they may be, in the air you breathe or on the surfaces you touch. Active Pure can deliver measurable and guaranteed results, giving you the peace of mind to know that you are providing the best protection for the people you care for. Available in over 70 products, both portable and installed, Active Pure technology is used in hospitals, state houses, and other shared facilities across the world. It is proven by science and validated by multiple third parties. Active Pure is the key technology in our FDA Class II medical device, the Aeris Medical Guardian. Active Pure is not too good to be true.
Matthew 7:21 through 23. I never knew you. Not everyone who says to me, "Lord, Lord," shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, "Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name?" And then I will declare to them, says Jesus, "I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness." Could you just imagine that that's the situation that you're in? Well, I don't want you to imagine that, because we don't have to imagine that. You know, that's where being in the throne room of heaven really, really counts. That's where we spend time with God, one-on-one in our relationship with Him, and it means something special. It has worth and it has value, and it has precedence in your life and in mine. And so we need to be in a place where we're listening to God in these end times. The craziness that's happening in this world today really shows us that He is coming and He will be here soon. And we're not to give up in our relationship with Him. So first, I want to talk to you about, not giving up in these end times. I know that times are hard. I know that times are not the best concerning world situation, current events, political situations, even in the educational systems and the medical field. That there's people that are losing their jobs because they won't get vaccinated. If you don't get the vaccination, you'll lose your job. There's people that are losing their jobs in every field. Anywhere there was a mandate that President Biden declared over this land that anybody who's an employer who has over 100 or at least 100 employees, if they don't mandate their employees to get vaccinated or to be checked at least once a week, they're to lose their job. Can you tell me how crazy that is in America? That someone would say, if you don't do this, you're going to get fired from your job. We see that the potential to not be able to buy, sell, or trade, like it speaks about in Revelations, we see how close it's coming. Do I believe this is the mark of the beast? No, but I believe this is the system, and it's a trial run, and they're going to use something like this. Remember, the mark of the beast is in the right hand or in the forehead, so we have to remember that. Is it possible that that little apparatus that Elon Musk created, is that the one that's going to go in your forehead, around your pituitary gland? He has a chip that connects to your brain that is surgically implanted, and it sends signals, and you can receive signals, and it's implanted into your brain. Can you believe that? Look it up, Elon Musk. And it's really crazy that this is the world we live in. We can actually see how the mark of the beast system is coming into play. How the one world religion, the one world government, it's coming into form. The first time in history where we can connect one to another via some kind of device. So the internet and the phone, it's really crazy. But we see that in our days that system is coming to play. Is this it with the passports? I don't think just yet, but it's close. And you know what that means? That means that Jesus can come anytime. Listen, we can be raptured up at any time. There's nothing left for us to do for the rapture to come, right? So we can be raptured up at any time. There's a lot of things that still need to happen, although some say different, where the second coming of Jesus is possible to happen at any time. I think differently. The temple hasn't been built. The desecration of desolation, where the beast, the dragon sits on the throne and he brings an abomination to the throne in the temple. That hasn't happened yet. The 7-year peace treaty hasn't happened yet, and a few other things have not. There's a couple of wars and wormwood and some things that haven't happened yet for the second coming of Jesus Christ. Mainly the second coming of Jesus Christ. You got to remember, Israel is surrounded by all their enemies, and that is every nation in the world. So you're going to see America there, you're going to see China there, you're going to see Russia there, you're going to see a Turkey there. You're going to see every nation, and it's very specific, every nation. So they're all going to have a part of it, and that's being brought in by the Antichrist, who's the one world system. So these things need to happen. The 10 nations need to be separated. That hasn't happened for the second coming. But remember, the rapture can happen at any time. So tell me if this doesn't look familiar. Listen to this. We're on James 5:1-12. But I'm gonna read 5, starting at 5:1. So come on, you rich, weep and howl for your miseries that are coming upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver are corroded, and their corrosion will be a witness against you and will eat your flesh like fire. You have heaped up treasure in the last days. Indeed, the wages of the laborers who mowed your fields, which you kept back by fraud, cry out. And the cries of the reapers have reached the ears of the Lord of hosts, which is Sabaoth, means host. You have lived on the earth in pleasure and luxury. You have fattened your hearts as in the day of slaughter. And you know we are living in the day of slaughter because we see so many babies being murdered, killed in the womb. And you have condemned, you have murdered the just, the babies, and many others, and he does not resist you. Listen, I don't know about you, but that sounds like something that is happening in our day today. Politics, it's, governments, evil governments, corrupt dictators. They're rich and they're fat, and they're putting and enslaving, the laborers who mowed your fields. They're enslaving them. That makes them cry out. It's a form of slavery that this is talking about here. They're enslaving the world to work for wages of penny. If you go to places like Cuba and Russia, they don't get paid their worth. They get paid a small amount of money. They get an apartment and they go to doctors and lawyers, and they're all under one tier system of being paid. But the government, they're fat and they're rich and they have money, and and they'll eat you up. They'll eat you up. Tell me if this isn't happening. So in the Bible, it marks what we're going through. Now, this is who I really want to talk to when I have this devotion towards is the church. I want to talk to the church because I don't want you to get to fall into fear. I want you to be bold about what God is doing in these end times. Be patient. You won't have to tarry long. You won't have to go, on and on and on. There's a day where we're going to meet Jesus in heaven, and there's times where we'll be here where God is going to release his blessings over us no matter what the world is going through. He'll protect us. He'll watch over us. These are his promises to us. He tells us to be patient and persevere. Now, I started this devotion at the beginning with I never knew you. We have to make sure that he doesn't tell us in our relationship that he never knew us. We have to make certain that we're in a place with God that is healthy, where we're right standing, where we're living in righteousness, where we're fighting the good fight of faith, where we're believing his word for us, for our ministries, for our lives, for our children, for our parents, for our brothers and sisters, and we have to know that what he says is going to come to fruition, that it's going to happen, and we have to believe that. Now, I just want to ask you a question. Are you in a place where you're hearing God's voice? Are you in the throne room where he's divulging to you what's going to happen next in your life and in the life of others? Are you in a place where you're fine-tuned to hearing his voice, when he's speaking to us from his lips to our ears? Are you in that place? Because the only way he's going to tell you that he never knew you is if you know without a certain, without any doubt that you're on the right track concerning him. Now, you may not know that, but I want you to know that there is a way to know that. He says, listen to the small, still voice. He said, incline your ear to me, and he'll give you direction, and he'll release promises over you. But are we doing that? Are we spending time with him? Are we praying? Are we worshiping? Are we giving him the first fruits, the first of our days, the last of our day, the in-between of our days? Are we giving him our hearts fully, or are we forsaking all for the sake of the cross and the kingdom? Most important, are we leading people to the Lord? Are we leading people to the arms of Jesus? Because it's not just about me and my family. There's people that are perishing. Tomorrow is not promised to any one of us. Tomorrow is not promised to any one of us. So we have a long way to go concerning our relationship with God. And if He has us here for a plan and a purpose, however short that may be or however long that may be, we have to be working towards His plans, not the pastor's plan, not the prophet's plan. You get what I'm saying? The church for too long has been living under a systemic rot. Really, it's really a rot, where you hear from the pastor and the pastor says, "You're going to be a good preacher, young man," and then you grow up and you think that that's what you want. That's what you want to be, and that's what God wants. But God didn't tell the young man that he was a preacher. Maybe God wants that young man to be an evangelist or a pastor. And not that he can't preach, but that his main source of the main source of his future, the main source and the main resource of his plans and his steps and his ministry and what he's building is coming from God Himself and not from a church. There's so many churches, and I do have a gripe about this, but I'm not mad at any pastor or any leader. We think we're doing the right thing.